What's good, y'all? This is your boy Akil McLeod back with another video, and today I got another trip to the thrift for you guys. So I'm gonna hit a couple thrift stores, see what I can find to resell on eBay and on Poshmark. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, y'all, as you guys can see, this Goodwill is definitely not as packed as it usually is. There's barely any shorts, barely any t-shirts, but I'm not gonna give up hope. I'm gonna stick around for a little bit, rummage through the rack, see what I can actually find, see if there's any sleepers in here. And the first thing I came across was this older Kanye West tour merch. I don't even know if this is real or not, because I remember when these shirts were popular, they were making so many fakes of this one. So I didn't pick this one up, but drop a comment if you think this is actually real or if you think it was worth it. I checked the comps and I didn't see the prices were really good. Next, I saw the whole bunch of these thread-borne Under Armour t-shirts. And I usually don't even bundle items on Poshmark or on eBay, but something like this where it's the same size, just different colors, and it's all Under Armour, this is definitely something I'm gonna try bundling. I picked up all 5 of these. They were $2.50 each, so I paid $12.50 for all of them. So I'm thinking I'll probably try maybe $40 for all of these. We'll see. I'll have to check the comps on how much bundles go for. But I came across another shirt. This was from Bonobos. And Bonobo shirts usually don't sell for much profit anymore. But as you guys can tell, this store is pretty empty. So I was just trying to see if I can find any decent brands. But I didn't pick this one up because I did pick up a Bonobo shirt not too long ago. But this one was pretty simple, so I had to put this one back. Next, I found a brand new with tags pair of Tommy Hilfiger pants, and I sold a pair of these pants very similar for 39 bucks on Poshmark a couple months ago, and those are also brand new with tags. So I'm definitely going to be picking these up. It's kind of a no-brainer, especially since I have experience selling it. And if you guys can see, the size was a size 42 waist, and larger sizes always sell well for me. So I'm definitely going to pick this one up and try to list it on eBay and on Poshmark. Now, this was something interesting for me. I usually always pick up Ariat jeans if I find it, because Ariat is a good brand, especially for cowboy boots and women's shoes. But these jeans were so stiff. It looked like somebody put so much starch in these jeans that it was ridiculous. I even stood these jeans up just to show how stiff they were, and it was basically like it was ridiculous. It was like a board. But I'm definitely not going to be picking these up because no one would want a pair of jeans that stiff. So I had to put those back. But this was a nice little find. I ended up coming across 3 pairs of Levi's, and these were the 511. And the 511 sells pretty well for me, about 25 bucks. I usually don't pick up Levi's because it's usually a little too oversaturated. But tan jeans, especially for this time of the year, is trending. So I definitely would pick those up. And then I found 2 pairs of Levi jeans. These are actually 501s, but these were in the same exact size 33, 36. So kind of a random size, kind of like a very long inseam, so for somebody very tall. But they had both of these, and they were in really good condition, practically brand new. They were obviously on the older side, as you can tell from the tags, but I'll definitely be picking these up. And I probably won't bundle these. I'll probably just sell these separately and just change my quantity to 2. And here was another pair. Ended up dropping it though. But this was a nice pair of jeans. These were actually green. And the last pair of green Levi jeans that I sold, those sold for like 40 bucks. But as you guys can see, this had a really bad stain on the back, so I had to put those back. But anyway, as you guys can see, it didn't have that many things in this store, so I'm just going to check out and head to another thrift store, and probably one that I usually don't go to often, but we'll see what I can find. Okay, so I pulled up to the next spot and I came across this Sony camera in this dope leather case. And don't mind my hands, I know they're ashy, but your boy is out here working. But anyway, I pulled the camera out the case just to check it out to see what kind of camera it was. And believe it or not, this camera is actually like a more like a $300 to $400 camera. This is the Sony RX100 III. And I was actually looking into purchasing this camera for myself just so I can do some more vlogs, because this is the type of camera where you can see yourself with the flip up screen. So I was already like kind of manifesting this camera, and it's crazy that I actually came across this one. But unfortunately I can't test it in the store because I don't have the charging cable. But as you guys can see, it has a good memory card, it's in really good shape, so I'm definitely going to be picking this one up. So I checked the clothing section and it didn't really have any pieces in there, so I'm not going to bore you guys with that. But I checked the women's shoe section and they did have a pair of shape ups, and they had a couple pairs. They had this gray pair that was kind of dirty, but just be on the lookout for shape ups, because even though they're Skechers, these do do definitely sell for some decent profit, sometimes 30 to 40 bucks depending on the condition. So if you guys see Skechers shape ups in your area, definitely pick them up. I'm not sure if I'm going to be grabbing these two because they're kind of beat up and this suede doesn't necessarily clean that well for me, but this black pair is in much better condition, so I'm definitely going to be grabbing up at least one pair. And these actually sell for, I believe, 40 bucks usually on eBay, and they have these for $8 in this thrift store. So not a bad deal. Usually this thrift store usually charges way more money for their stuff, so I'm actually glad that I was able to get this for a decent price. Still going through the women's section, and I found a pair of Asics. I believe these are the Gel Light 5s or Gel Light 3s. Asics don't usually sell for that much profit, but Asics nowadays are definitely becoming a little more popular depending if it's a collaboration or not. But since these weren't in the best condition and these aren't a collaboration pair, I had to put those back. And then I found some Keen sandals, and these are usually a really good flip for me, especially during this time of the year. Keen sandals sell sometimes 40, sometimes as much as 50 bucks depending on the size. And both of these that I found were actually for men, so I might go ahead and pick these up just depending on how much they're going to charge, because the reason why I don't go to this thrift store often is because sometimes they'll clearly see a pair of sandals and still charge me $8 as if it's a pair of sneakers. So if they charge me as it's a pair of shoes, I'll have to pass on those. So I checked the jacket section one more time, and I realized that I walked right past this jacket at first. This is actually a vintage Nautica piece, and something like this is super dope, super rare. People are spending a ton of money for, you know, vintage pieces like this nowadays. So I might actually go ahead and finally open a Grailed account and put this on Grailed, because I might get maybe $100 for something like this. I usually don't come across vintage pieces that's this dope, and this is actually reversible, so I had to flip it around and make sure that there were no flaws. And as you guys can see, this was in really good condition, so I had to pick it up. But the downside is that they charge $12.50 for jackets here, but I'm pretty sure I can get at least $100, so I'm still gonna pick it up. Next, I found this iMac in the thrift store, and as you guys know, I found the iMac a couple weeks ago in the trash, so that was crazy. I still didn't even figure out how to get that one fixed, but I'm gonna work on that. But after plugging this one up, it took maybe about 15 minutes until it finally actually loaded up, and as you guys see, it was $70, so that's a lot of money. So I'm actually hoping that this does work. But after waiting a while, the prohibitory symbol popped up on this, and I think this could be an easy fix, so I might take the gamble on this and still go ahead and pick this one up. Alright y'all, so we back in the crib, and this is just some of the pieces that I picked up, some of my favorites of the day. This was that reversible Nautica jacket, and drop a comment if you guys want me to do a video on Grailed, because I'm probably going to list this on that website, since this is more of like a vintage, kind of trendy type of piece right now, and I think Grailed might be the perfect market to list this jacket. And I'll probably list it on the higher side, probably for maybe $100, but I'll still have to check the comps because I'm not sure if this will even sell for that much. But in my opinion, it is really dope. Next was this Sony RX 103 camera, and this one, it works perfectly. I was just amazed that somebody actually donated something like this, because like I said, I was actually looking to purchase one of these for myself, and these cameras sell for about $400 on Amazon. I think it's like $400 right now on Amazon. So I'm probably going to be using this to do some of my trip to the thrifts. Since it is a much smaller camera, the quality really is high, and you could take photos on this as well. So all around, really good camera. And it's a Sony camera as well, so it's not going to be a hard transition for me to start using this one. So this was just one of the biggest blessings of the day for sure. But last but not least was this iMac, and they actually had this listed for $69.99 in the store, and thankfully I was able to get this for $50 because they have like a points program at that thrift store. If you spend, I think, $200, you can get $20 off your next purchase. And I don't go to that thrift store often, but thankfully with this camera for $16.99, this jacket was $12.50, and I spent money in the past with them, so I was able to get that $20 off. So I got the iMac for $50 instead of $70. And even though it does have the prohibitory symbol on there, I'm just gonna have to do some YouTubing and try to do some Google checks and see if I can get that prohibitory symbol removed. But drop a comment if you guys are familiar with iMacs, because this is my second one that I came across. I got the first one for free, and that one doesn't work, and this one I paid $50. So I'm kind of motivated to get this one working as soon as possible, and probably sell this for maybe $250 to $300 on Facebook or Craigslist, because I know there's still people people that's searching for these older iMacs. So drop a comment if you guys know anything about fixing iMacs. It will greatly be appreciated. So that's basically all I got for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I told you my intentions, baby. Still blame me for things from before. You over being underrated. This line is causing thunder lately. So lend a heart with no repayment. My interest rate is lower, ain't it? Decide to auction off a bitch.